Okay, so if you've got this far, you've done right well, and we have to go about drawing a tyre in here now. So you can see I've turned on the axis in here because I'll be using that there. The profile, we need to set out a profile to the tyre, and then there's a good enough kind of a shape in here that we have to try and follow. So I'll show you how I'll go about that there now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the right plane. I want to set up a sketch plane here. See, I'll call that sketch as profile of tyre. So we'll go with that there. Go normal. We'll see. Yeah, should be able to go normal too. And we want to get a thing called intersection. We click intersection, and what we're doing is we're picking the parts that we want to see where the intersection is. If I turn it to the side, maybe you might see it better. So you can see the line is coming up on that. So anywhere that plane that I'm after creating on the right plane, of the sketch on the right plane, it is now picking out each of the pieces where the plane intersects. So you can see it's still active, so I'm going to escape that there now. I've got everything that I need there really. The only thing about it is the plane goes to the bottom of it as well too, so I don't really want the bottom. I only want one profile, so I'm going to click and highlight that and just delete that, and then that leaves me with that profile there, so I can draw my tyre touching into that. Now obviously the tyre would be hollowed out or whatever. I'm not going to bother with that there for the purpose of this. I'm going to start here now with a sketch line, which makes sure that it lands on the midway point here. Draw that up, make sure that it's vertical. See the wee, and escape that. Now I want to put in a dimension here, and rough, just to give me a kind of an idea of where I'm headed for. This is not a critical dimension, but I'm putting it in at 325. Then everything in after this here, I suppose, you can mess around with this here, and rather than messing around with it, I've got a few kind of dimensions, or rough dimensions of where I want to be on this. Now I'm going to use a new one here, spline. I'm going to pick the top point. I'm going to pick a point somewhere out here. I'm going to pick a point here. Now, yeah, I thought it scrolled over there, but it's not. So just make sure that you escape out of the. You see, I'm still drawing the spline here. Just make sure you escape out of the command, so that you don't continue to draw splines, and you can start to maneuver this around here. What I'm going to do with this here is I'm going to take this out a bit, and I'm going to make sure that that's level. See, now I'm still in a command here. Make sure that's level. Actually pick on the get out. Pick on that. Make sure it's level, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this out a bit as well too. Now I don't want to go mental on this here. I'll pick these 2 points. I'll go parallel, and then I could start to maneuver that there some ways that looks reasonable on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a few dimensions here that I found worked for me. So that's 80. I know this this may not look the best just yet, but we can move these things around. We'll see escape here. I can still pull that down to get a rough shape of the tyre. These are kind of random enough. 102. Let's see. I'm out of me dimension tool. 102. And see if I go with this point here to here, I'm making that 95. Now it seems to be a bit far out there, maybe. Yeah, it does look a bit far out. I must have another dimension that I'm missing out on here. Oh yeah. I think what I have is I've mixed these up. Is it? No, that there actually is 92. This is it. that's a wee bit more like it. So as long as it's looking smooth, that could be better maybe there, but I'll run with it. Don't think it'll be too bad. So I've got a kind of a general shape of a tyre. It could be one of my dimensions just slightly out. I'm going to mirror that over now over to the other side. So I escape out of the dimension tool, pick my mirror line, and just take that over to the other side. And you see it's all defined, it's all black, so that's all good there. Now that's going to give me the shape of the tyre. There is other ways you could do this. You could take out the profiles here now if you wanted, but I'm going to just revolve that there, kind of keep it a wee bit simple. So revolve, then what I want to do is I want to take the revolve axis as the axis I was using earlier on, and I'll take my tyre around like that there. So I don't want it to merge with this here, so I'm going to hit new, and you see the colours changed here as well too, which is a nice wee feature in this here. So I just revolve tyre. I think that's okay. So now we have, see, I spelled something wrong here. Rename that. Add in an extra letter. So now what I have there now, and I can go back to, I've got a tyre. I want to put on a wee bit of design on this here. You can see there, because it was mirrored over it, you can see that wee line is highlighted there, but the profile will take that out of it. So let's go for a sketch again. So we're going to sketch on the right plane. Pick right plane, go normal to it. So I want to draw a few. I'll go, this is easy to pick, this one here, the one in the middle. I'm only guessing on sizes here, so I'm going to put something in like maybe 6mm. I'm going to put that something like 18. And that is set on a spot, so it's set in the middle. Now what I want to do is kind of define another one here, so I'm going to take another over this side here, and I don't know, I'm just really guessing this here. I had it done out before, and we can, that's coincident with there. Hopefully it'll stay that way. If it doesn't, I can put in the constraint on it. I'll take a measurement here, I don't know, 36, maybe less, say 32, go with that there, maybe. It doesn't really matter, I suppose. I'm going to put in a feature around the outside as well too, and you can see there that I could do with another dimension because it's not defined here. So I'll take that height off of here. I don't know what it is, whatever it is, I'll go with. Now I need I need it back to the origin. That's why it's not. See, smart dimension. Okay. Entity cannot be dimensions to itself. Oh yeah, I don't have the depth on it. Here I see. 18. No, that's not right. Of all things to be messing with here now, dimensions. Actually, I'll put that 16. I'm going to change that one there. This dimension here is 6. And it's defined there now. I'll just change that one to 16. Everything's alright there now. I want to mirror that across, so we'll go mirror off the center line. Entities I want to mirror is here, and that is the profile of the thread. So I'll rename that sketch thread. Now what I want to do with that is I want to do a revolve cut. So head for the revolve again, I want to remove this time. The revolve axis is the axis I was using here. And what is it that I want to take out? We'll see, remove edge of axis, faces and regions. And I have the sketch of each of these guys here. I'll select them on the thing itself. Face sketch thread. I was looking to take it out of the design tree, but it doesn't really matter. So I'll settle for that. That's the revolve of the thread. Not sure if the H is in there or not, but so that's our profile on the outside. I could hide that. I see that sketch is showing up a bit. I could hide that sketch just to stop it annoying me. Now, so the one now is the one that we want to do now is the one at the angle, and there's a wee bit of a setup on that there as well. So I'm going to start by sketching on the top plane. I'm going normal to that, and I want to sketch on that. Pick a line here now, a construction line from that center. And what I'll do is I'll just put that in at an angle of 45 degrees. And that's only a sketch of a construction. 45. Hard to see that there, but I can still pick it out. And what I want to do now is I want to insert a plane. So I'll pick the plane, and I want to pick that from a line. So I have my line drawn, that 45 degree line there, and the angle that I want to make it is 90 degrees. So now you should be able to just see, yeah, there's the plane. Looks like it's flipped here. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. Don't really need to flip it. It doesn't make any odds. Maybe I have this upside down too. Maybe I better check that. Let's see, isometric. Yeah, I have it the wrong way around. See, I'll get rid of that construction there, or edit that construction there. Edit. Need to go normal to. It's the opposite side. So I'll just delete that. Sketch. Not that I don't think it might make a big pile of odds here really, but I'll go with this here. 45. And that's the sketch of the construction. Put in the plane. Pick that edge. We want to go to line angle, and go 90 degrees. That's more like it. So the plane there. Obviously I can drag that up, which should be handy just to see it. So I have a plane there now, and I want to head into a sketch on this here. So a sketch, and it's already highlighted the plane. And there's a function here now called excuse me, intersection. So you see it there. If you can't find it, just go to the search tool, intersection. So what I'm going to do is pick that, and I have the plane and I have the object. So just click the object there, the tire that I want it on the tire. I don't want it on the rim, just the tire. And I don't really want the bottom part. I just want the top part. So what I'm going to do down here is I'll escape out of that command, and then I'll highlight the bottom and just delete it. So now I have this up at the top here. You can see where the plane intersects from there to over to the edge of the tire itself there. So I didn't. It broke the chain here. I could have taken that there plane down in here to cut it, but I don't want it actually. So on the sketch here now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick 2 points on it, and there's a little dot here, point. I'm going to just randomly pick them here. I don't want it too far down it either. Something like that. I'm only guessing at those points now. I don't know where. I don't know for sure. Kind of want a wee bit of a slot out of that there. So I'm going to take the scissor now and cross over that part. Cross over that part. I could define those, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave them there, just in case they're maybe wrong and I might want to move them. So I have that profile or line there now. So that there is the path. Yeah, the pathway. We'll just call it the path of thread. I'll locate that. Now, that leaves me with a wee line that I want to be able to draw in this profile cut. I need to insert a plane again. Now, where do we go? Plane. And I'm going to pick that point on the end there. Pick the curve point, and that leaves me then, if I pick that curve, it puts a plane in on the end of that. And I'm going to call that plane of profile. Profile. And I'm going to sketch on that now. So I hit sketch, head for that, go normal 2. Kind of hard to see that there now. I'm going to turn it off at a bit of an angle here. And what I'll do is I'm going to take a square, center point square, and I'll draw that. And now I'll turn it to the normal. It's easier to see that. And what I'll do is here I'll put in my dimensions now. Now there is other things that you could do with that there. I suppose you could change the alignment and all that. I'm just not going to bother with that. 6, I think is what I put in, and 16, so that they're all roughly the same. So now my profile is going to run with that there. Now I could have changed that plane maybe to have it vertical, might have looked better, but I'll go with this here. It's still going to work out, I think. So a sketch of profile. I'll OK that. Now what's happened here is I have a rectangle drawn that's going to move down along the tyre, along that pathway there. And there's a new command that I want to use here now, is sweep. I want to remove it. The faces that I want to take is that square. The sweep path is that little bit there. So again, just to, suppose we go back through that, is the sweep path. I want to remove it. I want to take the face, that face there, and the path that I wanted it to follow is that intersection that we drew. And the sweep is of thread. Just to make that look a little bit more rounded in itself, I'm going to go into the fillet command here, and I'm going to make it, it's already set there at 3, and I know that's 6, so okay, that I'm not going to name that. Whoa. Let's see now. Focus. So now I have the little piece taken out of that there. Like I say, you know, I could have switched that around. Maybe the profile is alright. It's normal to that profile, so I could go with it. I'd be happy enough. And what I want to do now with that little cut that I've taken out of that there is I want to make a circular pattern. If you can't find it, just type it in. This is it up here. So pick the circular pattern. The entities that I want to, the parts of it, well, it's not parts actually, it's a feature. So I want to pick the feature, the fillet and the sweep. So you can see it's highlighting there, it's coming up. And what I want to do is I want to go with the axis again, same axis as I had at the start. And the instances in this here, I don't know, maybe 60 instances. Don't know why the profile isn't coming up. Feature 360. Maybe put in a smaller number, 40. No, there's something not right. I know what it is. Circular pattern. Go back to the edit. It's not the axis that I want. It's the actual circle. Now it's going to start, you can see. Right, the space in there looks a wee bit big, so maybe go with maybe something like 60. Yeah, it's a lot more. Might have come down a wee bit too far on the side, but that's the idea of the whole thing. So the feature is the circular pattern, and that's the thread. I'm happy enough with that there. I think that's kind of got that, the essence of it. I don't want to see that anymore. I don't want to see that anymore. I'll just hide it. I've got a couple of lines here to that 45 construction line. Don't really want to see that now. I don't really want to see the axis either. I think I'm finished with it for the time being. Yeah. Don't know why that's not still at it. Maybe it's just the internet connection. I don't know. Now, one other thing. We have nothing on the other side, so we want to do a mirror. So we head for our mirror command. Entities that I want to mirror is, it's not an entity either. It's a feature. And the feature that I want to mirror is the circular pattern. And the mirror plane I pick is the front plane. And I'll OK that. It might take a wee second to generate it. Again, depending on your internet speed. And there we go. There's it mirrored to the back. Might just try and turn off that axle again, or axis. I don't know. Strange. That won't turn off. Annoying. It's not really annoying me too much for the moment. And again now, that's pretty much the tyre and your rim and everything all drawn. That is annoying me now. But anyway, we have the tyre and the rim, or the alloy rim and the tyre, and you can put on whatever kind of finishes you want onto that there, and the appearances I'm not going to bother, because this video is probably long enough here now for the modelling of that there.